And we're back. Hello everyone. Yeah, welcome back to Sifala. So yeah, we're up here with Sif Shadowhunter. We learned some pretty cool stuff at the end of the last episode. There was a pretty interesting cutscene that seemed to have a lot of hints to do with Jormag, one of the Elder Ice Dragons. We found out a pretty interesting thing about Jorah. She can no longer turn into the bear, and that's because her brother is actually the Norn bear, who she wants to hunt and kill. And we're gonna actually help her do it. She's finally accepted our help. So yeah, we're gonna speak to Sif and get on with that. Sif, by the way, I didn't tell you last episode, but more Norse mythology references. Sif was actually another god, I think. She was the Norse goddess of, hold on, I do know, agriculture and beauty, yeah. So there's another reference. I'll try and point out as many of those as I can, guys, because you seem to enjoy them quite a lot. So yeah, anyway, right, so let's head on out. I did read the description of Sifala, didn't I? Yeah, Bear Mother's Cave, yeah, I did. Right, so let's head on out. See how we can help Jorah.
Anger a Norn.
Yes, I'll never anger you. Don't worry, Sif. You are huge. You have proven yourselves capable. The time draws near when you must help Jorah end this threat. To track the Norn bear, you must first invoke the wolf spirit. Speak to me again when you are ready to proceed. So yeah, a huge facet of the Norn culture is they can actually shapeshift, turn into spirits, different forms, sorry, and they worship many spirits. It kind of gets confused a little bit here, but we're going to go to the wolf spirit and see what we can do. She says, I'm Sif, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm ready to face the Norn bear. Yes, I'm ready. Oh, no, I'm not ready. Jesus Christ. I've got no one in my party. Hold on. I'll cut it. Yeah, let's just ignore that little hiccup there. Right, so yeah, Jorah's here, Sif's here, everybody's here. Let's get a move on. So these caves I was talking about, remember we actually we should probably do that as well. After this mission I'll do that. I will figure out what was going on with Karma. It was my plan to do it before, but I completely forgot. Alright, so join Jorah and Sif. Get the Wolfen blessing from the shrine of the wolf spirit. Okay, so we're gonna get moving through. So these caves I pointed out last episode above Drakar Lake, that's where we're headed. In kind of a mini mission. So missions in Eye of the North are a little bit different to missions in the other campaigns. I'll explain why as we go through. Well, you'll probably see why. So we've got Mandragores. Sif says the Norn bear strikes hard and then vanishes. To catch him, we must invoke the power of the wolf spirit. Travel with me to the shrine of the wolf spirit and receive his blessing. Okay, so I will try and pull these Mandragores because there's lots of angry Jotun in the cave who we don't want to aggro at the same time. So yeah, you don't really have to worry about your allies here. They were very good in Eye of the North. Your allies can die, but they'll resurrect after a little while. If you guys have ever played Oblivion, it works pretty much exactly like that. They just go unconscious rather than die, which is great, really. I think it was a good... It's really what they should have been doing the whole way through the game. But, you know, I'll take it for just Eye of the North. That's fine. Right, so yeah, we're going to come in the cave. There's lots of Jotun. Speaking of... Oh, God, more corpses. So many corpses. Speaking of Norse mythology, the Jotun is another reference I found out. It's actually, I think in Norse mythology, the Jotun was something itself. It was just a giant. I don't think there were many Jotun. There was just the one. But yeah, and he was... It describes here on the wiki that he was a member of a race of nature spirits with superhuman abilities. So... take that as you will. That kind of ties into the Norn again, I guess, with their spirits. It's just everything to do with the Norn. It's just all so steeped into it. So if you're into that kind of thing, which I know a few of you are, yeah, you can kind of just lap it up. And I'm sure it will continue through to the sequel. I can't imagine why not. I mean, they're not exactly going to trash the culture. They'll probably just expand on it, which is cool. So a lot of the missions, I'm not going to show you it, or I might, I don't know, you guys tell me if you really want to see it. It's kind of beyond the scope of the Let's Play. But most of the missions in Eye of the North you can do very, very quickly. So you know these books which we were given, which I should have picked up actually. I'll pick one of those up after this mission as well. God, I need to stop forgetting things. But yeah, people can run through and fill out those books. And this mission in particular, you can skip so much stuff. There's actually a guide to it on the wiki if you're interested in that, but like we're going to be going all around the caves. Essentially you can skip most of the content here by just going to like a couple of key locations. You don't even have to fight anything really until the end, which is pretty cool. They're very good with the length of the missions in Eye of the North, I think, because these cocking Jotun. That's what the Mesmers do as well. They use like clumsiness and stuff, which stop you from attacking. But yeah, they're very good with the length of the missions. Only a few of them are quite long. In fact, one of them is like one of the longest in the game, if you ask me. It's like probably one of the harder missions in the game as well. But that's like right near the end. But yeah, aside from that, when they really say, look, this is going to be a challenge, you have to kind of spend a long time here, and if you lose, you're going back to the start. Aside from that, it's never really that frustrating because they're not that long. And yeah, the Jotun are big. They take so long to take out. Right, so they're gone. Let's head on down here. And this is the shrine here. You can see there's a Jotun in the middle and the shrine of the wolf spirit. There's loads of wolves as well, and they're running into the middle. I love this bit. And they pretty much just come in and just destroy the Jotun in the middle. Well, they don't destroy it, actually. It's actually a bit of an interesting fight. Let's watch. No, 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 Sif, stop. Ugh. Goddamn Norn. Oh, well, right, so let's go in. So yeah, you get these blessings, right? Norn can transform into many beasts, okay? But in Guild Wars 1, you only ever see them transform into bear. I guess it was just a limitation while they were creating the game. That's fine, but they can transform into many other things. In Guild Wars 2, you can play as a Norn and transform into many things. Hold that thought. Jorah says, Wolf is pleased. The Shrine of the Wolf Spirit imbues you with its aura. This magic does not provide the physical prowess we receive from the bear spirit, but it will help in this hunt. Invoke the power and then follow your nose. Right, so yeah, in Guild Wars 2 you can do that fully, but since we're only human in Guild Wars 1, we can never fully transform into another creature. We can, however, as Jorah hints here, kind of take the essence of the spirit, if you will. So when we activate this, it's kind of like our form skills as Matt. It changes us in the same way. It changes a lot of the way we work. In fact, it changes our whole skill bar, so it's a lot more extensive than these forms, actually. But it's pretty cool. One of the main reasons why you all wanted to see Matt come here was because these are quite similar to what we saw with the god forms. I'm going to change that skill out for comfort animal. So if Corey dies, he can suck it. It doesn't matter. Right, so to get through this, we can activate this and we get all these different skills. So this is a basic attack, if I remember. This is an enchantment, which, if I remember correctly, makes us move faster, and we do damage when it ends. And it ends when we do damage to people, so you do kind of a big spike. This one here is Wolfen Bloodlust. All nearby allies attack faster, and we can detect the presence of Svanir. I don't know if you could read that. The last one is Wolfen Agility. We move 66% faster. Oh no, our skills recharge 66% faster. Alright, okay, so that's the skills. And the idea of this mission now is we can kind of sniff Svanir out. It's really quite a cool concept, don't you think? So if I press U, we can see we've just got the caves, right? We know Svanir's somewhere around here. We know the Norn Bear's about. If we activate this, we can follow our nose and a quest marker quickly appears. When this buff runs out, you'll see it drop, and the second it drops, boom, it's gone again, which is really cool. The other thing, obviously, that I haven't mentioned yet is you can see my energy's constantly draining. While in these forms, your energy drains. When it reaches 0, you go back to your regular skills, or you can exit by using skill 5, which is a totem skill. But if you do damage or take damage, your energy goes up. So the idea is while you're fighting, well, that was terrible timing there, but the idea is that while you're fighting, it should never really drop. So you pick which fights you want to be in that form, and then between the fights, unless you're doing a lot of fighting and get to the next areas very quickly, it's probably going to drop again. These skills used to be, when Eye of the North first was released, very overpowered. All of them were. All of them. One in particular was seriously overpowered. So as we know, the Norn can turn into bears. There is a bear blessing, an Ursenbet blessing, which we'll get to eventually, but that was really overpowered. So they've all kind of been nerfed now. People used to do all kinds of different things to raise their energy and keep them longer and stuff, but it's all quite different now. In fact, the skills we get in the missions still have the original effects, the original overpowered effects, but outside of the missions, sorry, I probably should have explained this before, outside of the missions, if you do specific tasks for the Norn, they'll grant you the ability to use this skill whenever you want, not just in the missions, and it's those ones that were overpowered and people kept abusing. In fact, it's very famous. Ursen Blessing is it's this massive thing in Guild Wars. Everybody who plays knows about it pretty much, because it was just such an overpowered thing. You had a situation where pretty much everyone in the game was all using the same build. And Arenanet, when they eventually nerfed it, it took them a long time. They basically said their reasoning for it was that you can't, they didn't really care that it made content easier. I don't think that was nobody ever really cared about that in PvE. The problem was that it was so overpowered you could never get into groups really unless you were in a team full of these. So a lot of the content I've shown you, like the Domain of Anguish and stuff, it was a situation where unless you were a bear, and these skills get more powerful as you raise your reputation with the Norn, which is a cool concept, but when you can't do anything unless you have the bear form and you've got really high in the title, it just kind of made it a horrible situation where you couldn't play unless you'd been grinding for hours, which is what Guild Wars was never supposed to be about. Wow, I really went off on one there, didn't I? But there we go. Okay, so there's some more commoners. I'll talk about the Urson Blessing more probably when we actually get to it. But this is Vulfin. Not many people really appreciate it. I think it's quite cool. I don't mind if people start using it. Anyway, Jorah says, I've come for you. Show yourself, brother. And we can go kick his ass. Right back to the spirit world. So yeah, there are some Norn that we've learnt about come to Guild Wars 2 times. I think they still exist.
Yeah, hey there.
Oh, yeah, hey there to you too. Yeah, so he's disappeared again. We need to stay on his trail. So you want to go back into the wolf form, start sniffing him out. Oh, no, he's all the way over there. This cave is deceptive, by the way. Sometimes you think, oh, I just have to walk directly there. No, it's fucking annoying. There's all kinds of pitfalls and dead ends and stuff. I always used to get lost here. But once you know the way, it's very simple, as I'm sure a lot of you know. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so the Norn bear, Svanir, he can go to the spirit world. As I've been doing this Let's Play, and while they've been developing Guild Wars 2 for the past year or so, as more information's been coming out, they've been doing blog posts on the lore of the game. And this is all kind of information that you don't learn in Guild Wars 1, and you might be hard to pick up on Guild Wars 2, depending on how well they write the game. But I kind of know about now, and a lot of people do know about. I don't know whether I'm going to do like a series going over those. There's a lot of information like this. One very important article is called The Movement of the World, and I kind of want to read those out while, I don't know, like playing some PvP on screen or something maybe. Or maybe I could integrate that into the dungeons. I don't know. If you guys have got any ideas, just let me know. Okay, so we're here. Jorah says, face your fate, Svanir. Your treacherous blood must flow to cleanse our family. Anyway, one of these blog posts talks about the Norn in Guild Wars 2, and one in particular is talking about how there are like these shaman people that are members of the Norn race, and there's only a few of them. I can't remember what they're specifically called. I will give you a name probably in an annotation or something. But basically these guys can move into the spirit world at will and stuff, and it's just really interesting. There's a definite parallel there with Svanir and these types of Norn. So I don't know whether in life, before he became the Norn bear, Svanir was one of these Norn, which would have been very interesting, or whether this thing that's corrupted him has given him the ability, because that's what it would seem, right? That's how it looks right now. But we don't know much just yet about the thing that's corrupted him, except that it's possibly related to Jormag, an ancient power. I mean, come on, it's pretty obvious. So yeah. Anyway, more Jotun. I think I've probably exhausted myself with this whole mission. Oh god. So yeah, there's a lot more information on the Jotun as well. If you look at the description for this video, I think this one will probably be information about the Jotun, if not about the blessings. And it's kind of weird. All we know is really they're giants from the mountains, and there's one situation where you do a quest and like they've got a leader, and the leader is actually a typical ogre, like the ones you found in the mountains in Cantha, like miles and miles, hundreds of miles south of here. So whether that means there is a real link between them or not, who knows? Maybe they just reused a model, Arenanet did, or aside from that, there's never really been any link established. But all those kinds of giants, like the Etins as well, you know, like the two-headed giants that we found around Kryta and stuff a lot during prophecies, the Jotun, the Yetis, they're all kind of loosely related, but we don't know very much about them except that they're just kind of stupid and kind of lovable in some ways. Like this quest with Karmu, do you remember the dialogue we read where it's talking about the Jotun that's been hugging the tree? Yeah, I will do that quest sort of properly when it doesn't bug out. I'm still a bit annoyed about that. They're designed quite poorly, because both of those quests, it's like in factions. Do you remember there's two quests, like the Jade Sea equivalent? There's one in the Echo Valley Forest, and there's one in the Jade Sea. The Jade Sea one encourages you to carry a bundle item, these eggs, all the way to Gaiala Hatchery, and just the nature of that quest means that you have to miss going into a couple of outposts, otherwise it's a complete pain in the arse. It's just poorly designed. I don't know whether, I mean, they sound like they've got a good Q&A department now. I hope we don't see stuff like that in Guild Wars 2. Right, that's them dead. Why do I feel like I've gone the wrong way? Oh, no, I didn't even sniff him out, did I? You guys are probably watching this and being like, whoa, where's he going? Right, so yeah, he's up here. And yeah, to skip the quest, the mission, by the way, if you know these locations off by heart, you can just skip even going to the shrine. Go there, he'll appear. You don't even have to fight him. Run away, go there, he'll appear, and then just run directly here. And you can complete the quest insanely quickly. So if you know what speed booking is, where you just complete all of Eye of the North very quickly to fill in these books for reputation. I mean, I used to kind of do it, but I always used to get the Wolfen Blessing, but I only just really realised that you don't even have to do that. Yeah, it's just very simple. Anyway, so this is the last location. We can tell because of the corpses. Slay Svanir, the Norn Bear. And this is it. This is the final confrontation. Time to redeem Jorah. There he is. This bit always annoys me when I'm using a build where I need to sort of cast enchantments and prepare myself, because I never know how long it is before he becomes hostile, and they always wear out just at that moment when my enchantment does. It's horrible. Anyway, Jorah says, "It comes to this, brother. I have no choice." So just beat the crap out of him. He says, "Swallow your pathetic excuses and your pity, sister. Your weakness will be your downfall. Forgive me, brother. This is for the best." So you actually kill him, and what's quite cool is we've killed him a lot of times, essentially, right? Every time he's disappeared, but when that happens, he reappears, and you have to kill him like twice. Anyway, there we go. That's the mission complete. The Norn Bear. On your knees, Svanir. Oh, yes.
Stand aside. I must finish this.
Jorah, he's defeated.
He is my brother. He is my responsibility.
Kill him. Off with his head. Oh, look at his cute little eyes. No mercy. See, if this game wasn't, you know, universal, there would have been a blood splat there or something. Anyway, very solemn moment. Sorry, I'm ruining it.
Jorah, you have my sympathy.
This was the only way it could end. The curse is lifted. For both me and Svanir, I think. You have helped me. I shall help you.
Good. We need to unite the other Norn to fight the destroyers.
I fear my words will carry little weight. I have my brother's blood on my hands.
If you can't influence the Norn, then who can?
Olaf, the sevenfold son of Olaf, is esteemed by many. As for me, I must seek Egil, who tells tales by the flame, to fully redeem my family's name.
Olaf it is, then. I need to talk to a Norn leader.
Norn do not have leaders, dwarf. Only heroes.
Jorah, we can aid you and seek out allies. Let us help you with your burdens.
You have the spirit of a Norn, human. I am proud to call you friend.
I've got like a million things to say and they're all falling out of my head. First, yes, Vec was there. Oh yeah, and the missions as well. So missions in Eye of the North, you just kind of get a flag that appears. It's a bit weird. It's not typical. There's no bonuses, no masters rewards. Anyway, yeah, Vec was there. You're going to have to ignore that. That will happen in a few cutscenes. I know supposedly he's supposed to be with Tom. Sorry about that, guys. Second, we saw Jorah there. You saw like the bear kind of spirit floating behind her. It's kind of a massive slap in the face for us here because they unlock Jorah as a hero for you now. So Jorah will be joining us. But at the same moment they give you as a hero, give you her as a hero, they tell you that she can now become the bear, but she never can. Not in the game. You can't give her all bear form skill and make her into a bear. No, they just don't do it. So they're like, oh yeah, she can do it in the story now, but she never will for you. So yeah, story's got a little bit more complicated now. Now there's another split, but for Matt, which is why I'm saying I'm not going to skip around like mad on all the characters because we've got different paths to follow and to choose. So this will be quite interesting. I guess this will be another situation where do you guys want to see first? Do you want to see us go with Jorah to Egil, or do you want to see us go to Olaf and help Ogden try and recruit all of the Norn at once? It's hilarious. I love the way they do that with Ogden. I love that whole dynamic where Ogden's just like banging his head against a brick wall the whole way through this story arc. Like, oh, I must find the Norn leader. They don't have leaders, you fool. Anyway, so, yeah, I think that was everything. I think there was... Oh, no, that's not actually the end of Svanir. For this game, yes, maybe. But a whole cult of Norn ends up springing off from his legacy later in Guild Wars 2. And they're not necessarily evil, which is quite cool. There's a lot of dynamics. Again, this goes back to those blog posts I was talking about. I may even link them in the description. But yeah, there's actually a whole cult called the Sons of Svanir. It's very, very awesome. So yeah, you can read about that if you want. But yeah, I guess this will be the end of the episode, guys. Yeah, let me know. Where do we go? Are we going to go help Jorah finally redeem herself? That's got something to do with that thing we saw as we passed by on Peter as he headed into the Char homelands. Or are we going to go help out Ogden and see what he can do with this Olaf guy? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the episode, guys. I hope I didn't ramble too much. And I will see you next time. Have a lovely day.